Hey now, everybody. Welcome. We're here with the Cardinal Stand Out in Your Career podcast presented by the Alumni Relations Office. My name is Nick Taylor. I'm the Executive Director of Alumni Relations here at SVSU. And today we've got a special guest, Miss Sarah Binder from our Career Services Office. Welcome, Sarah. How are you?
Hi, good. Thanks for having me.
I got to point out, too, not only do you work for Career Services, but you are a two-time alum, right?
Two-time. Yep.
Awesome. You got your undergrad.
Yep. Undergrad in 2019 in Communication and Public Administration, and then Master's of Public Administration in 2023.
Awesome. Congratulations. We love having all of our guests are alum here of SVSU. So today's episode is all about the Career Service Office and some of the partnerships and things that we can do as an institution to help. Most people tend to think right away Career Services Office is, helping people work on resumes and that stuff. And we're going to talk about that. But I also thought it was really important to point out that, this podcast, we talk to alumni who are out of school, maybe not looking for a job, but maybe they own a business or they work for a business. So today we're going to spend the gamut across the board talking about what career services can do for them. But let's tackle the big question first. Let's just go right with it. So what does the Career Service Office do? What's your mission here at SVSU?
Yeah, so I usually say that our mission is twofold, right? Like you talked about, we are trying to reach students and employers in our region. So with students, our goal is to help them become career ready. We do that kind of through 4 steps. We want to discover what they're passionate about, what their purpose is. We want to help them build their story over their time in college. We want to help them use professional platforms to get out there and network. And then we want to help them build their network and find that job or find that career path. So that is our goal with students. And then our next audience is employers around the region. We really work with employers all over the state and the country, but really specifically those regional employers to help branch those students, make those connections, build the talent pipeline in our region.
All right. So that's awesome. When you talk about those regional partners out there, the employers, I see a lot of them come to your office and specifically come to job fairs. And that. Can you talk a little bit about the SVSU Employer Partnership Program and what it offers? Because, how do I become a partner? Yeah.
So for most employers, they connect with us through our fairs or through using Handshake, which we can talk about later. But an employer partner is someone who wants those deeper connections with students beyond those avenues. Usually they're employers that hire a lot of alum. That's who tend to come back to us as employer partners. They're really committed to hiring Cardinals and investing in Cardinals to build that long-term talent pipeline. Mm-hmm. So what it is, it's a sponsorship program that runs yearly. And it's you pay sponsorship in exchange for lots of benefits that help you connect to SVSU students, get on campus, and then increase kind of your brand awareness as a great place to work that's hiring Cardinals. So to get involved with it, you reach out to us. It's pretty simple. And we usually set up a meeting and chat. We talk about your needs, mm-hmm. what industry you're in, what kind of students you're looking for, challenges you've had, and then we talk about how we can meet you there, how we can connect. And then if the partnership seems like a good fit, then we move forward. So there's lots of different benefits that get involved with it. I can talk about a few of them. There's
well, before you go into the benefits, I want to point out, I've noticed, and just being a consumer here in the Great Lakes Bay region myself, you have a pretty wide range of employer partners. One of my favorite, I'll give them a special shout out because they offer an amazing benefit to SVSU alum is Garber Automotive, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe quick plug. Don't forget, if you're an alumni out there, we have the Garber Concierge Program.
We just used the program.
Did you really?
Yep.
Thank you.
Got our first car after our beater college cars.
That's amazing. That's awesome to hear. So let's talk. We'll use Garber as an example. What kind of benefits do they get as far as being a part of that program?
Right. So I'll mention some of the favorites. There is a long list. It kind of starts with that direct contact in at SVSU. So sometimes SVSU is big, especially from the outside. You don't know where to get plugged in. So I'm the liaison for this program. And then when you become an employer partner, you can email me call me with anything you need and we try to make it happen. So that direct contact is kind of that first
Sure.
benefit. In addition to that, we put on events for just our employer partners. So there's fairs that everyone can come to, but there's smaller, more targeted networking events that just our partners can come to. One of the favorites is our Dine and Connect in the fall, coming up in November. We put on a formal dinner for students. They come, we seat them at tables with our partners we kind of try to match industries and majors. They get a really cool kind of little teaching on how to network and have conversation over dinner, and then they get to practice it. So things like that, we would only invite the partners to kind of keep it smaller and more focused. They also get a lot of brand awareness on campus. So if you walk around our office, you can see all of the kind of logo marketing within the office and on all of our like glass windows outside. We try to tell young alum stories from people that work there. So we have a Garber story posted. We've got a next year story, anything like that to catch students' eyes as they walk by and say, hey, have you considered working at Garber?
Sure.
We do targeted messaging for these employers. So if Garber has a job that they want shared to business and marketing students, we can target just those students, any year, any age group, and get that job out to them and tell them why it's a great thing to apply for.
You know, I love all of those. And I think probably, I took a note real quick, the fact that you have that personal contact, it makes a big deal, especially for businesses. All of us in business realize that having someone you can go to and set up those other things. What are some of let's pick somebody else because, give Garber some love, but, maybe someone, I know there's a school district that's an employee partner. Which school district is that?
Oh, we have a few. We have Saginaw ISD, Midland Public Schools, and Bay City Public Schools.
Okay, so I work for Saginaw ISD, Bay City Public, Midland Public, right? What, having you as that contact person, what are some of the big benefits there for them as far as gaining access to other parts of the university?
Yeah, so for instance, if they have a question about student teaching, or maybe recently I'm meeting with a prospective partner and they want to set up that student teaching pipeline, I'm able to call us on a meeting with Carl in education and pull us all together and see if that can work for them. So it's me knowing who to talk to around campus and being able to get them to the right place if it's something we can't provide for them.
Sure. So is this program really for large businesses only, or would a smaller business benefit some way as well?
Yeah, so it's really for everyone. The sponsorship price is $2,500, and that covers all the benefits for the year, including admission to every fair that you want to attend. So you don't have to pay in addition for those.
Sure.
But we do offer a nonprofit or school district discount to allow those smaller businesses like nonprofits or school districts to participate in this. So we do have, like I said, 3 school districts a part of it. So it really is up to you and your needs and how often you plan to use the program. We don't have any stipulations, but the companies that seem to benefit the most from it are located near here in the region within 30 or 40 minutes, usually because they can get to the events often. And then they have a variety of different pathways for students. Maybe they have internships and co-ops, also full-time career ways or job shadowing, things where students can start now and grow with their company. Those seem to benefit the best.
Amazing. And I think it's a great way we talk about the hiring process now. And depending on who you talk to, there's either a ton of jobs out there for us to apply to, or I'm looking and waiting for that specific one. I just haven't found the right fit yet. Getting the access to the students, I think is probably the biggest benefit for those employers. Not that we're going to hand deliver them employees, right? But just having that access so that they can sell themselves as a company and a job and a profession, I think gives them a leg up. Definitely.
Yeah, it's all about getting in the students' heads early so they start thinking as someplace they want to work. One of the other benefits is office hours. We let our partners conduct office hours, kind of like a professor, so it kind of fits the setting. But we have our conference room space with our office, and we let you work from there from the day. So lots of people are working remotely. They're able to bring their computer set up in our space, and then we let students know that you're there. So for instance, Dow Finance just did a series in the beginning of September where they came in a few times, set up the office hours leading up to on-campus interviews that they were hosting, where students could come ask questions, get help with the application process. And it works really well because the students can pop in whenever they want, and they can get to know the representatives and the recruiters and ask their questions in kind of a less intimidating space than a fair.
Yeah.
But also it can happen anytime all year round. So you don't have to wait for those fair times to come and talk about your opportunities with students.
You mentioned the fairs. Walk me through a typical career fair at SVSU. What does it look like? Who can attend as a recruiter, and also who should be attending looking for work?
Okay, so we'll start with kind of the recruiter side since we've been talking about employers, but anyone can attend. We welcome it. Anyone to come. We have different fairs that have different purposes. So we'll have industry-wide fairs, which we call university-wide fairs, that we invite all of our student majors to and alumni. So those would welcome a lot more employers. But then we have smaller industry-specific fairs. We have an education and human services, an accounting and finance, manufacturing and information technology, where we just really par it down to be smaller and for those targeted students. So recruiters are welcome to come to any. They all of our events are always on our website, but we conduct registrations through Handshake, and they're able to register.
Now, Handshake is the online system, I take it, right?
Yep. So it's our online job search platform. It's used by lots of public universities. It's for college students, so they have to have a college account, but you can continue to use it when you're an alum.
Sure.
And it's free for employers to sign up for. They get to create a profile for their company. They get to post jobs. They can message students. They can post events like online little information sessions, anything like that. It's a great recruiting tool for them. Then they can see all of our fairs and at other schools as well.
So in these fairs, we always stop by to say hi to the alumni who are either representing their business or looking from that. What would you say to an alum who is looking for maybe a change in career or maybe just a different place of employment? How do they find out about the fair? How do they sign up to let us know that they're coming, and how can they get the most out of that fair? Sorry, that's a big 3-part question,
okay.
But
I got it. So all of our fairs, again, are on our website. So if you're not familiar, our students are using Handshake, but for alum, they can go to our website and they can look at each of the fairs. There's no registration required beforehand, so they're welcome just to look at the dates and come. It's also open to community members, so people that aren't alum are welcome to come as well. But for an alum, they would just come to the date that they want. There's a check-in table, and when you arrive at that check-in table, we kind of get a name tag set up for you, and we give you a map of the fair where you can find all the employers and then the list of them. So that can kind of be an opportunity to prep who you might want to talk to. But if they do use Handshake and alum are able to use it, they can get a better listing of all the employers attending, and they can look through and see the exact jobs they have posted, what degrees they're looking for, what experience level, and that's a really good way for them to figure out who they might want to go talk to.
Okay, so here's the serious question. You ready? Do people really get jobs at these job fairs? Does it happen?
Yeah, absolutely. So people really do get jobs at them.
Yeah.
But I would say the number one mission at a fair is to explore opportunities. So that's why we encourage students as young as freshmen, 1 month into school, to start coming to these fairs, because you can just, even if you do no prep before, which we do encourage they do, they can walk around, talk to and see all these different companies in the area that they could work for, and maybe learn about job titles they didn't know. I mean, I was a communication major. What do you do with that? It takes your entire 4 or 5 years here to figure that out. But by walking through a fair, you can start to talk to different people and figure out what it is that I could maybe do at their company or what opportunities they have.
And as an alum coming into it, I mean, obviously alum who are coming here, they're looking, right? They're going through. And I think the scary part, just speaking for our alumni, is not knowing, if I show up, are they only going to be offering internships to freshmen or sophomores or juniors or seniors, right? Do they really want to talk to me? What's the consensus from the businesses that you see at these fairs in wanting or having the need to talk to alumni who are looking for work?
So we get asked this constantly. Actually, one of the things that employers are really impressed by is that we do have alumni at our fairs, and we do work with alumni within our office because they do look for positions that aren't just internship or entry level. Sometimes we even get feedback that they wish there were more people
Yeah.
that were looking for those maybe 5 to 10 year out career
All right, alumni, you
positions.
heard that, right? Right from the professional's mouth, right? So yes, coming as an alumni, it can be fruitful. They are looking for us as alumni as part of those career fairs as well then.
And you've heard it, like just getting your face out there is going to help your job chances. So if you, let's say you're looking for a new engineering role at Saginaw Control and Engineering, they're a partner, you see a posting on the website and you apply, but then there's a fair coming up. I mean, come to the fair, give them your resume in person, make that connection. So then when that next week, when they're reviewing those applications online, they're like, oh yeah, I met John at the fair. He was really great. Let's give his resume a closer look and maybe bring him in.
So why should businesses recruit at SVSU?
Well, as an alum, I feel like I could probably go on about this question because I love it here.
It's okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah. But really, I think that one of the biggest benefits I see is that our students are very prepared because our class sizes are very small. I think it's maybe a 20 student to one professor ratio, or like a 20 average class size. So our students are really learning what they need to learn for the job, and that makes them prepared. They could talk to their faculty, they could talk to the staff here. You know, they have easy access to all the different student support offices because of the smaller class sizes and smaller numbers. So when we get feedback about our fairs from all the employers that attend, they're saying, you know, your students are really well prepared. They come to us knowing what to talk about. They can introduce themselves, they can ask what opportunities we have. So I think that is one of the main things that makes SVSU stand apart from other universities.
Awesome. So you heard it out there. If you're an alum and you own a business, or you're the decision maker for a business, come out, check us out, contact Sarah. We want you to come and post your job. We've got a lot of great talent out there.
Also, the more opportunities we can show in our region, the more likely we're going to get people to stay here and keep contributing to it.
Oh,
so
that's huge.
If you're local, come and show students why they should stay in this area. I think that will only help, you know, the community in the long run.
Love it. Love it. So another question about, you know, I'm the decision maker at my business, whether I'm the owner or hiring manager, whatever it might be. How can I be more involved with students at SVSU beyond these fairs?
Yep. So Handshake would be my first. When you come to our office and want to know what to do, we're going to tell you first to get on Handshake.
Okay.
We want you to set up a user account so you can post your jobs to students. That is the only way they are looking at jobs. We don't have physical boards. We don't have anything else like that. It's all on Handshake. So we want you to get an account so you can get your name there. They can see your jobs pop up and they can apply for them. So that would be our first step. And then, of course, we would tell you to come to fairs to start meeting them. If you're looking for more than that, that's where that employer partnership really comes in. Of course, we would love to do everything for every employer in the world, but that's just not the capacity. So by having this program, we're able to kind of keep a more exclusive group of employers who really want to put in that extra recruiting effort and investment in SVSU and give them some more access to students.
Awesome. Very cool. Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about alumni and what we can offer for alumni. So I'm an alum and I'm looking to move forward in my career. How is SVSU Career Services, how are they able to help me?
Yes, so we see lots of alum. We work with lots of alum, especially young alum who couldn't find the right job right away, or maybe had to take something that wasn't perfect and now they want to try to expand it. Or we even see people who graduate with whatever degree they thought they wanted to do and then they come back. I know that happened to me. I had a plan and what I wanted to do, and then in the back of my mind, higher education just kept coming and I came and got the master's degree and kind of started over. So we do see that a lot. Our website has an alumni section on it. So that would be our starting place.
So what's the website? We've got to plug it here.
svsu.edu/careers.
I love it. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
pretty easy. I also just tell you, Google SVSU Career Services, it's going to come up. So we have an alumni portion of our website that we've actually just remade to
Great.
be up to date with industry trends and everything, because so much has changed recently with the application process. It's going to have a lot of resources on there. That is the starting point. It is self-guided. You can go through any category it might be that you need help with. Maybe it's just revamping your resume to get ready.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it is scrapping everything and starting fresh.
Sure.
Maybe it's just learning how to build your network. We have sections for all of that they can work through. Links, for instance, we have resume templates available that are ATS friendly, if you've heard that, applicant tracking
Mm-hmm.
system, to make sure that it's getting through all of this AI technology that's reviewing resumes. Ensure that you're following it. We got steps to write bullet statements on your resume. We've got different job search engines that you should be using. So really going through that website, I think, would give a lot of resources. After that, they're welcome to email us at careers@svsu.edu, and we can look at your resume. If you send us your resume or cover letter, we'll review it for you, give you feedback, and then you're also open to book an appointment with us, virtually or in person. And if any of that's still stumping you or you want some extra help, then we're able to kind of work together one-on-one.
So that's amazing, and I'm super stoked that we offer that for our alumni. I think it's a great benefit, and it's something that's very SVSU specific. I mean, we tend to take care of our Cardinals out there. What are, on the other side of it though, I don't want to put the impression out, and I'm sure that your office, you are not a job search firm for an alum, correct?
Right.
So what are some other community resources that alums can use in that sense of going out there and being like a placement for a job?
Yeah, of course. So we're not like a staffing agency. We want to prepare you and talk through it and give you resources. But if you're really struggling on the job search, there are staffing agencies that you can be a part of. We also recommend people to Michigan Works as a community resource that helps. They do this kind of the same thing, but they're a little bit more placement than we would be.
Sure.
And then we also would recommend, young professional networks or other professional networks in the community as a way to, one, get some different experience, right? Network, see what else is out there. You can meet professionals in your industry, see where they work, get those kind of word of mouth opportunities that you might be missing out on if you're only using LinkedIn or something. So joining those and learning about what's happening around you, I think, is a really good step if you're kind of stuck in that job search process.
Very, very cool. All right, Sarah, we've gone through, we've talked about being a business owner. We talked about being the decision maker. We've talked about being an alum looking for work. The last question we ask all of our guests, I want you to speak directly to the alumni that are out there. And if you had one big piece of advice, one thing that you would want them to leave this conversation with, what would that be? That's a tough one.
I know. I think I would probably speak to just the recruitment side and just think, is your company, are you considering SVSU as a top school? We talk to employers, and it takes them years to realize that SVSU talent is great, and it's usually providing students to stay in our area for the long term, not just for a few years after graduation, which you often see in other more high city populous areas. So is your company thinking about SVSU? You know the benefit as an alumni. You know how great it was. You were able to find this position that you're loving within your company. So can you consider how you can make SVSU a part of that company more? Can you invest in it more? Can you hire more alums? Can you consider an internship? Anything where you can, give these students like you that same opportunity.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate your time. And I think, as I was sitting here listening to you answer some of those, one of the things that really stuck out for me, I should say, stood out for me on the Cardinal Stand Out podcast, it is just that attention to caring, that attention to, okay, as part of the Cardinal family, whether you're the hiring manager or you're the person seeking to get hired, your office and SVSU wants to help, we care and we want to make sure that we're part of that process and are able to facilitate in any way that we can. And I think that makes SVSU a special place. I don't know that a lot of other universities, they may talk the talk, but they might not put in the elbow grease as you and your staff have to actually make that happen. So,
and we want to meet the alum. Like, if you know your company comes here, ask if you can come to one of the fairs.
Oh, that's great.
And work as a recruiter, as a representative. The students, they love to hear from alum. So if you can do that, it's really fun, and we like to see, oh, you graduated, I graduated around then, or, to make those connections. So come to the fair, see if your company does that, and be one of the representatives so you can come back and feel, everything that we love about SVSU and kind of the energy.
Such a great point. Well, thank you, Sarah. We appreciate your time here on the Cardinal Stand Out in Your Career podcast. For those of you out there, one thing I'm going to mention, that svsu.edu/careers website sounds, I'm really excited to hear about the brand new website just for alumni that are on there, including all the resources that we have for you. Be sure to take advantage of those. And as always, if you have any questions, concerns, maybe you just want to reach out, don't hesitate to contact us here in the Alumni Relations Office. We'd love to help in any way that's possible. Sarah, you're amazing. Congratulations. Thank you for being part of our podcast. Those of you out there, take care. Remember, it's a great day to be a Cardinal. Thank you.